Today we're going to rumble about how everybody thinks their way is better. That's funny to you.
It is, because my way obviously is the best.
That's what they all say.
Right? This is good.
This is good. I think it's a valuable topic because everybody thinks it, and it just gets us into so many head-butting corners in the world everywhere we go, like in relationship and family and work and the grocery store, like whatever. And everybody thinks their way's better.
It's impossible not to think that, I feel like, almost in some way, right? It's like even the me thinking, you shouldn't think like your way's better, is still thinking my way of not thinking your way's better is better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it just
Yeah.
is this interesting loop
Right.
of judgment.
And who's right at the end of the day?
I don't know, everybody thinks they're right, otherwise we wouldn't hold so fast to it, right?
But somebody has to be right
Do they?
at the end of the day.
Do
If
they?
everybody thinks they're right.
I think that's...
Either that or everybody's wrong.
I think... Do you want me to go into the answer right now?
I do. Well, I want you to tell me what you think about that.
Well, I think ultimately, for me, how I navigate that is I always go to my understanding of the universe is there is no right or wrong. And when I start going down, I remember being in high school in chemistry class and talking about the universe and just going, like, there's this tendency, and I think it applies to this conversation, to think that everything that happens in the universe happens on planet Earth. And that we're the center of the universe.
Right.
And therefore, we're right. Right? And yet, when we think about it and actually go, like, we don't know where... Is there an end to the universe? And if there isn't an end to the universe, because if there is an end to the universe, it suggests then there's something outside the end of the universe, which would be something else, which would it have an end? Like if there's no, I can't even wrap my brain around the concept. Okay, so...
It's too big for our brains.
Too big. So the reason I go there is because then how can there be a right or a wrong? In something that is so massively expansive, it doesn't matter how many billion people are on this planet.
I know a lot of people would say they have to go by what, like, there's an obvious feeling of what's right and wrong.
Yeah, but then what
like
is
if I go through life and I'm grumping around and I'm just mean to people and
Fair.
I'm angry and I'm, short and I'm rude or whatever, and that's the way that I'm going to do it, and I have all my justifiable reasons to be that way, and then somebody else says, no, you should be happy and you should smile and you should try kindness, and that's the way, and and most people would go like, yeah, I mean, it feels
happy's better,
right? Mm-hmm.
I know. So then we get into this struggle. I mean, there's so much going on in the world, and with the way the internet works these days, we have our nose in everybody's business. Mm-hmm. And it's so easy to take a position of they're doing it wrong. If they did it right, mm-hmm. then the world would be a better place, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. Well, take the person who's invading another country. They obviously think they're doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. So if they're feeling they're doing the right thing, then that totally disnegates your argument. Because the person who's being invaded upon has a feeling that it shouldn't be that way. Like it just we can't come to a solution in that ever, I think. There's always going to be a person who has a strong feeling about something wrapped in values, morals, ethics.
So then the question is, how do we come to a solution in a world where there's no right and wrong and we're just butting heads all over the place?
Agreed, right? I feel like that's a bigger question, isn't it? And when I try to examine that question in a earth perspective, mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, I can't even begin to go there. But I can start in my own life and go and ask myself the question about my own discernments and my own choices. And even something, I'm trying to think of something we've talked about that's so simple, you know. I'm doing these spiritual days where I go out in solitude. Is it right that I sit and meditate under a tree for hours on end? Or is the right thing that I walk for hours on end? And you said, well, you'll be the only one to know if you're cheating. But then what defines cheating? Like, it's a very difficult question because we're
what
always
defines it is you knowing that you're doing something to get the purpose of you being out there, or
in
you're
the
doing
first
something
place.
against it.
Avoidance,
Yeah.
or which those
Distraction or
okay,
yeah.
so I think most of the time we're just not, so I'm zoning right into the self because this big question of right and wrong has to start somewhere. And this is the only place I can start. So after being out in the wilderness for 24 hours, the next morning I woke up and I had enough quiet to feel my body going, bzzz. I got to do something. I got to do something. I need to plan something. And I could feel that, but I had enough calm before it that I could notice it. And then I could ask myself the question, do I need to do something? Is it right that I'm not doing? Is it right that I'm okay sitting? What could I do instead? Or maybe nothing. Maybe being is the thing. Well, what does being even mean? Am I a being doing? I don't know, Colette. It's a really difficult question, and I feel like we all get so positional.
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up in the first place. It's like positional all over the place.
All over the place.
All the time, and justified in our feelings of why that's so.
You went to a presentation about forest fires in BC, put on by, were they loggers or?
The hosts were the Truck Loggers Association.
Yeah. They have a viable point of view about what their reason is and for moving forward.
Yeah, from their perspective.
From their
From
perspective.
their knowledge base, from their, yeah.
I mean, heaven forbid, we could actually have the farm fish versus wild fish conversation. If you put two of those people in a room, they both have their arguments.
Yeah, and they're going to butt heads.
They're going to butt heads. They're going to think they're right.
Feel they're right. Yes, exactly.
And you can't convince one way or one the other way because they're so entrenched in that. When I was walking out in the mountains this week and seeing some of the old growth stumps left behind from logging back in the early 1900s, and then noticing patches of clear cut of now they're logging again, and it's like maybe 100 years later, right? And having that same thought, well, is it wrong that we cut down all the old growth trees? Because the people who cut them down certainly think it's right, or they wouldn't do it. So again, I got caught in this conversation within my own self. I have an opinion of what I think's right. I walk into the forest and go and feel sad when I see trees being cut down, even in the neighborhood when somebody cuts down a tree. And I was married to a logger who would walk into the forest and go, wow, that would make a really great telephone pole.
Right.
I feel like to be curious is possibly the best answer, is to notice when we're stuck in an argument of right and wrong. I have a friend, a teacher.
Okay. But if you say nobody's right, nobody's wrong, because that's just a dead end argument and a limiting one, then what are we actually saying? What are you saying for the way that we do life. If I'm not right and I'm not wrong, what does that mean for my existence?
Again, I can only contract into the personal and follow that up with a question is it working for me? Mm-hmm. Are my daily choices moving me toward the vision that I have for a life well lived for myself?
Well, they would if everybody else wasn't being idiots about it and getting in the way.
I feel like, again, I have to pull it in and go, where am I getting in my own way? Mm-hmm. It's so easy to point a finger and blame. Mm-hmm. Way easier to point a finger and blame than it is to pull inward and go, where am I getting in my own way? Mm-hmm. For instance, all the laws and rules that are made that people push up against and don't like. I like when you said to me, man, if I was in charge, people would hate the laws that I would bring down, and because of your own values and your own ideas of how you think we should move forward. So we're going to complain about a law that's being brought forth, and that's our knee jerk. They're against us. They're making our life difficult, pointing fingers outward. And it's like, okay, well, we're trying to cohabitat in a village or town, a city together, and a group of people are creating laws to navigate that. So here I am living in this. How do I navigate my life within the laws of that city in a way that is also fulfilling my own vision of a life well lived for me? That's all I can do, really. Because no matter where I go, there's going to be nature's laws. Like it's raining today, and I can be angry about that, which I do. But isn't that almost as ludicrous? That's more ludicrous than arguing against a law, but at the same time, it's like pushing against something that, are you going to do anything about? Or a war across the other side of the planet.
So you're saying that people shouldn't do that?
I think that we need to
Shouldn't
bring
push against the things they don't.
I feel like we need to bring it inward to our own life, and then step out in measurable ways to say, what is mine to do? Mm-hmm. Is mine to,
Some people's are to lobby for the war
and
that's happening on the other side of the globe from them.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. I was just at CR Paws yesterday, and here's these lovely people looking after rehoming 300 feral cats a year. And some other person would be like, stupid cat, who cares? Mm-hmm. And yet they see what they're doing is highly valuable and giving them purpose and meaning. I'm like, yay. Mm-hmm. So if what an individual, as we move into ourselves and go, this is meaningful and powerful and to me, then I think it's the right thing to do. But I can't question for you what the right thing for you to do.
Nobody knows.
Except
for ourselves.
Yeah. Right? I think that's the bigger thing. Again, when you were rallying for the toads, and you came to me and you were like, I feel, but that means I have to do stuff I don't like doing. And I said, it obviously is big in you. And if you don't answer the call, you'll feel frustrated in it.
Right.
It's your call.
It's your call.
What's calling you?
And where are you getting in your own way? And what's right and wrong for you?
And let's just have the conversation.
Mm-hmm.